Hello drone community, this is Alan at UAV Coach and Drone Pilot Ground School, and welcome to this week's edition of our hopefully short and punchy, that's kind of what we're going for here, Drone Weekly News Roundup. This has been something we've been doing for a couple of months now, and we'd love to get your feedback on the format, the types of stories you'd like to see more of or less of, other things in the wide world of drones that you might be interested in learning more about. Please leave a quick comment in this video with any and all thoughts. We'd really appreciate your support there. Thank you. All right, in this week's update, I'll talk about the world's first remote ID network for drones that was launched in Switzerland. I'm going to share how Hyundai is working on hydrogen-powered drones to reduce their carbon footprint. I'll also be showing you DJI's latest release, which I'm going to skip to the punchline, folks. I'm sorry, it's not a drone, but possibly the smartest selfie stick yet. Kind of cool. Finally, we've got a really fun drone video to share from Stephen Colbert's new season of The Late Show. Okay, let's jump in. Switzerland recently launched the world's first remote ID network. The network is called the Network Remote Identification, or NetRID, and provides information about drone flights and pilots with aviation authorities, enforcers, and other airspace users. Why is this important? Well, here in the United States, the term we use is Unmanned Traffic Management, or UTM. In the European Union, it's referred to as U-Space. It's this idea of what regulations and technologies need to be used to make it easy and safe for existing air traffic to coexist with unmanned aerial systems. So in Switzerland, the fact that they're now using this remote ID network, that's an important step, particularly for those of us in the US. Remember, earlier this year, the FAA passed some new remote ID regulations and a framework for flying drones over people, contingent on use of remote ID, but we're still kind of waiting on how remote ID implementation will all look. We have until 2023 to comply, but to make a long story short, we're still waiting on the FAA and on drone manufacturers for guidance for next steps on what systems we're allowed to use and how to properly use them. So more to come there, but in the meantime, go Switzerland. We've got our eyes on your remote ID network. Next up, Hyundai is developing the next generation of drones and has its sights set on using hydrogen-powered fuel cells as a power source. Hydrogen is appealing because it has the potential to significantly reduce Hyundai's carbon footprint, helping it tackle its goal as a company of becoming carbon neutral by 2045. Interestingly enough, Hyundai is quite involved with drones already. They have an urban air mobility division that's working on passenger drone taxi technology and what an urban takeoff and landing drone port could look like. Pretty cool stuff. Next, DJI just launched a new product, but it's not a drone. It's the OM5, which is the latest addition in their Osmo line of phone gimbals. The OM5 is basically a glorified selfie stick. When folded up, it's the size of your palm, but it can be extended up to 8.5 inches using its built-in extension rod. The OM5 is $159. It comes with Active Track 4.0 and DJI's new Shot Guides, which is a library of creative tips for how to use the gimbal in various environments. Okay, lastly, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert has kicked off Season 7 with a new intro that features drone footage shot in a Cinewhoop style. Marking its return to filming live in the studio, the intro shows behind-the-scenes footage of the Ed Sullivan Theater, highlighting all the people and places that are involved in putting on The Late Show. Like some of the most famous Cinewhoops, the video starts outside and then swoops through the theater doors, quickly taking us on a tour of the studio before joining Colbert as he walks out on stage. We've definitely noticed more use of not only drone footage, but this Cinewhoop style footage in the television and also movie space recently. All right, folks, that's all we have for this week. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on the latest drone news. And again, we really would love any feedback you have on our format or anything else you want to learn about drones. Please comment below to let us know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and to all of you drone pilots out there, blue skies and safe flying.